Hello everybody, welcome to 406 Regen. I want to talk about regenerative ranching and where does it work? You know, you'll go to a conference or something like that. If you even ever heard of Regen Egg, all your neighbors, first thing they'll say, well, that won't work here. They get more rain than we do. They get better weather than we get. They get greener grass faster. Regen Egg works wherever you implement it. Wherever you adapt it to your area, it's going to work. A lot of people, it's just easier to say it won't. You walk up and you tell a rancher, well, if you moved your cows every single day, you'd be able to double your stocking rate on your place. Most of them would laugh at you and say they ain't got the time to move their animals every day. Only way to double your stocking rate, go lease more ground. And to a sense, you go lease more ground, great. But if you're not making a profit on the ground you already got, what makes you think you're going to make a profit or a better living adding more work on your system when you don't when you're not making a profit with the system you already got? Just because you add more things to it don't mean it'll make it better. Like these sheep here, we went to a school called Ranching for Profit. It's about business, but also about ranching. In a lot of places, ranchers don't consider their ranch a business; they call it a lifestyle. Well, I want a lifestyle I can have as a business. Regen Egg will work anywhere you implement it. Now, will you have to tweak it a little bit for your area? Absolutely you will. What works in the middle of a desert might not work where you get a foot of snow and you're freezing, 30 below in the wintertime. Well, you got to adapt a little bit. Would I love to be moving these animals every single day? Absolutely I would. I absolutely would. But when the ground's a rock, because the frost is so far down deep, you can't even hardly get a drill bit in it, you can't move them every day. That's just something that a person has to kind of live with. During the summer, I've only had these sheep since the spring 22. I haven't had them very long. During the summertime, I moved them every single day. There wasn't a day that didn't go by that these girls weren't on new grass in clean area where they could be at. This winter, that's kind of why I'm getting so tired of winters. I can't move them like I want, so it's really slowed up the process. But in doing that, I gotta, I'm feeding the bales around the area, so I get more cover on this area. So I'm getting more carbon on the ground. It's great, Out here, this is where I've come from earlier in the winter. It's a person will look at this spring and say it's overgrazed, and I'm kind of hoping, I'm really excited to see what this ground's going to do with the amount of fertilizer from the feeding of the hay that these animals put down out here in the ground cover. Now you can see these bare spots. I imagine that's from wind more than heat from the ground. I'm going to assume anyway, because it blows over here a lot, which tonight is just, it's gorgeous. Little breeze, but that don't even count anymore. Like I say, I believe, these bare spots you see out here, this is just from the wind blowing it clear. But I am extremely excited to see what this ground is going to do once the soil temperature gets up to that 50 degrees and, life starts firing off in it. Because right now, I mean, there ain't, there's nothing you can do with it. It's concrete at the moment. But tomorrow, it's supposed to warm up to about 50 degrees. So I'm probably going to take a shovel out and try to get all the loose snow off the bottom of my wires here, because as you can tell, it's in some spots it wants to come up already. So that's going to be helpful. I got a few spots like up here where the water's at. I'm gonna have to take a nice pick or pick and break the ice without breaking my netting, because I wasn't paying very good attention to it when I did it, and it got overflowed, and now there's nothing but ice there. So that's cool. But the regen egg movement and what you can do with your place, from what I understand and from all the people I've listened to and all the conferences and all the YouTube channels in the winter time here when I don't have a heated shop, it's been kind of slow work, so I've been trying to learn. Not just sitting around watching TV, but always trying to learn something. The regen egg, it'll work anywhere on this planet. Anywhere. It doesn't matter where you are, where you're located. If you adapt to the grazing, it'll work anywhere. Now, that being said, every ranch or every farm in every location has its own unfair advantage. Now, what I mean by that is, like out here, I'm 52 miles from the nearest town, 52 miles from the livestock auction barn, which these girls aren't going to go to anyway. A big city, 90 miles, 180 miles. I'm going to have to ship my meat. No problem. My unfair advantage, I don't have neighbors out here that are going to be complaining about my dogs. I don't have people letting their dogs run and hurting my animals because, their dogs aren't used to seeing sheep. Like, I've watched quite a few guys in England, and over there they got all the walking trails, and they have a hard time with people going out in the country and just letting their dogs run, and then they're tearing up the sheep, and it's a mess. So we don't have that out here. Out here, I don't have that. Closest neighbors I got are up there, that tree line. That house way over there on the hillside, I don't even know if you can see those with the camera or not. But I got no highway. The highway's 2 miles that direction. It's awesome. I love it out here. You can have good peaceful evenings, soak in the sun while it's still up. It's awesome. I wish airplanes didn't fly over as much as they do, but that's kind of my noise. If you live closer to town, I know there's a few guys in Minnesota, they're on fair advantage. They got a big city. They can take their meat in less than a half hour away. So their market is right there. If they get the marketing right, people will just come to their farm and they don't even have to take it nowhere. They don't have to ship their stuff. I won't have that out here too much. Mine will always have to be shipped out. But that's why I started this YouTube channel, was to document the life of the sheep, document it as far as a journal for myself, and to be able to help teach other people about regen, and doing so learn more about regen, because folks, for me anyway, the best way I'm going to learn how to do something is by doing it and trying to be able to explain it good enough for other people to understand it, and in doing so, I'll understand it better and I'll learn it better. And people comment and say I'm not right on something, I'm going to research it harder, and maybe I wasn't. I'll own it. If I wasn't right, I wasn't right. But always trying to learn. You always got to try to learn something new every day. So that's it for tonight. I was just doing a quick update. Out here, no wind, the sun. Tomorrow's supposed to be like 50 degrees. almost want to put on the swimming trunks and go sit in the front lawn with some shades on at that temperature. But it's going to be nice. So y'all have a good evening.